Hi, this is Sarah Mikesell with thepigsite.com, and today we're here with Dr. Mike Roof. He is the Executive Director of Bio R&D for Boehringer Ingelheim. So thanks for being with us today, Mike.
It's a pleasure.
Very good. And today we're here with at the North American PRRS Conference in Chicago. So, and you just presented to this group of researchers. Can you tell us a little bit about your presentation and what you talked to the group about?
Sure. Yeah, it was a pleasure to be here today. Really what BI asked me to present today was sort of give an overview of the historical aspects of PRRS and how it's improved over the past couple decades. And so we reviewed where we started out, which was sort of a Rambo approach to try to control PRRS through vaccine in a bottle. And what we've learned over the last 2 decades is it really takes a large integrated approach, diagnostics, vaccines, and high levels of management. And what BI and the industry has done, we've moved away from trying to control clinical disease and now moved into a more regional approach. And that approach is very beneficial to the industry, but from an R&D point of view, it requires us to use new and different models and tools. And so we gave the industry an update about what we're doing to support this regional approach in a larger way.
Very good. And what are some of the, some of the tools and the approach that you're taking with that?
Right. So again,
Excuse me.
To get a license for a vaccine, it requires a clinical model, and those models are fine, and that's what all companies use to get vaccines licensed. But when you move into regional control and area populations, you really have to look at methods of reducing viral load, reducing viral exposure, and then understanding the population dynamic of the viruses around you. And so those are the tools that we're trying to bring not only from the lab, but to the industry as well.
So it's a little more detailed. When you
a lot more detailed. Luckily, we have a lot of support. As we heard today in the program, Iowa State, Minnesota, and all of the institutions that are working on PRRS have developed huge and complicated databases. They're now working to put those databases together, and really on a phone app or computer, that information's now at our fingertips. And so now it's a matter of just using that and applying it in the field. So it's a huge step forward from where we were.
I was amazed at how it is, right? It is going to be at producers' fingertips practically. I mean, and that's, I guess, is my next question is how does this apply, this information? I mean, we talk a lot about researchers, and there was researchers here, but how does this apply, and this information, how will it be used by producers eventually? Right.
So within R&D, we do most of our studies in the lab, and those lab studies are important because they validate the methods and protocols, but we will and soon reach the point where those protocols will go to the field. And so rather than being lab isolates of interest, we'll be using isolates that are actually from our customers and in their regional control programs. And so we think it has a very quick application.
Very good. It was amazing, some of the apps and things that they were talking about, being able to use the stuff that, will be, it seems like will be just kind of truly, the way the world is headed, it'll be at people's fingertips, whether it's on a mobile device or an iPad or things like that. So
yeah, it's amazing. In the 90s, we had dendrograms. They were very small parts of the DNA, and they were very either customer specific or university specific. And now BioPortal and many of the tools at Iowa State, Minnesota, those are global tools. We have global databases, and so you can really pick the region that's relevant to you as a producer and have much, much better information than the past.
So much of this does seem to be very data driven. I mean, this data is just really exploded, where people and the universities seem to be capturing just this plethora of data that is just seems to be so important for what you guys are doing.
Right. It's phenomenal how much there is, and the quality and quantity of it are much different. The technologies have changed. We used to be able to just do PRRS or PCR on a small genome. Now next generation sequencing allows us to talk about the entire genome of PRRS, which gives us a whole different set of tools to use, both in monitoring, control, and reporting.
It's just amazing. So, very good. Well, thank you so much for all the information, Mike. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
This is Sarah Mikesell with thepigsite.com.